Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Marcy and today I am making New Mexico style green chili stew, and I'll be using some of my hatch green chili that I just picked up. You know, a lot of times people will ask me, what's the first thing you make when you pick up your supply of hatch green chili for the year? And for me, it's usually chile rellenos or green chili stew, and it doesn't matter if it's still 100 degrees outside. I still love this stew, and we definitely do not complain about eating it. But since I have shared both these recipes with you before, what I thought I would do today is just have Tony shoot this in what I call a cook with me style. This is less formal, where I don't have all the ingredients pre-measured and I don't go over the list of ingredients beforehand. I'm just going to cook as I normally would if no one was watching. So right now what I'm doing is I am just chopping up all the vegetables so that I can have everything ready when I go to the stove. And this is 4 potatoes that I just cut into cubes that are going to be bite-sized like that. While I do this, I also thought it's a good time to catch you up on a couple of things. The first thing is my website. It is officially up and running. So if you go to marcyinspired.com, and I spell my name M-A-R-C-Y, if you go there, I'm pretty excited because it's very streamlined. It's not a fancy website, but you get exactly what you're looking for without having to scroll through tons of advertising. So I have no advertising whatsoever on my site. But when you come on there, you'll come on to an about page where it shows a little bit of my background. I write a quick welcoming note, and then you'll see every one of my cooking videos. And Tony and I have shot over 300 videos already. So you can scroll through and see every single one of those cooking videos, or you can type in a search for whatever recipe you're looking for. So you can find it either in video form, or if you just want the printed recipe, then go to where it says recipes. And you can also search there or just scroll through. And the process should be very, very simple, where you're able to easily print the recipe in written form. So I'm excited about that. There's also a shop on the menu where you can go on there and order any of my Chili Snob merchandise. And in the future, I hope to have other designs on there as well. And then finally, there's a category that says Inspired DIYs. Now, I explained this in a bonus video before that years ago, I used to have another website where I showed some of my artwork. One of my hobbies is painting and doing DIY projects. So if you're ever bored, you can go through there and look at that stuff. But the reason it's on there, which you're thinking, why would she have that on this website that's about cooking? And that's because I did away with that website, but I didn't want to lose all that content. So I just have it on there just for fun. If you're ever bored, you can take a look at that. Okay, so I've got my 2 tomatoes all cut up. And now I'm just going to chop up the onion, and I'll be using the entire onion because this is kind of small. And the other day, it was so exciting because I got to eat a tomato from my garden for the first time. I got a really late start planting my garden and didn't have a very successful year, but I did manage to get one beautiful tomato that I was able to enjoy before the birds got to it. Anyway, hopefully I can chop up this onion without too many tears on camera. Okay, now I'll chop up the chili. And I'm not sure how much this is. Probably when you chop it up, it's about 1.5 cups. And this chili is between medium and hot. Usually when we go pick up our chili for the year, we get a 40-pound sack. And what I ask for is a sack of medium, but I have them take out a little bit and throw in some hot as well, just to give it a little kick. I just don't like it overly spicy because I want, when I cook for other people, I want them to enjoy the food and not be, with their tongues on fire. Okay, that looks good. Now I just need to get the meat from the fridge. And by the way, when I've shared this recipe before, I've made it with pork meat. I've also made this with ground beef, but today I'm going to be using beef stew meat. And it's about 1.5 pounds. And what's great is it's already cut into pieces like this. I'm still going to cut them a little bit smaller, but this gives me a head start. Just make some room on my board here. And here again, you just want everything sort of in bite-sized pieces. I'll also take this opportunity to cut off any fat that I don't want. All right, last piece. As soon as I'm done with this, I'll just quickly wash my hands and then we'll head over to the stove with all our ingredients. Okay, so while my pan is heating, I'm gonna put enough oil in there to coat the bottom of my pan. Looks about right there. And as soon as the oil's hot, we can add in the meat and we're just going to brown it. So I'm not really stirring right now. I'm just making sure as much of it touches the pan as possible. Let me wash my hands again. Now, I don't always add flour, but I thought I would do that today because what it'll do is it gives you that thicker sauce for your stew. But let me finish browning this first, and I can now stir a little. I'm gonna let this brown just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna add some flour. Okay, I'm gonna grab some flour, and you can use anywhere from, I'd say about a tablespoon or 2. This is probably about right here. Just mix that in. Okay, and now I can start adding the other ingredients. So I'll start with the onion. Okay, so I'm gonna add the onion. Let that saute for just a bit. Then we can add the minced garlic, and I just mince it directly into the pan. And here I'm using 3 cloves. 3 seems to be the magic number almost all the time. It's probably one of my favorite smells in the whole world. It's garlic and then green chili. So now I will add the green chili. And I'll add the tomato as well. I love looking at this stage because you've got all the beautiful colors coming together and the flavors just work perfectly together. Okay, and now we can add the cubed potatoes. And then at this point, you can either season right now or you can season later. And I think what I'm going to do is season now, and then we'll add our broth. Here I keep it real simple. I just use salt, pepper, and a little cumin. That should do. Now I know a lot of you guys do not like cumin in your chili. And you tell me about it all the time, but real easy solution to that, don't use it. You don't have to do everything I do. If you don't like it, leave it out. It's that simple. I love it, so I put it in. Okay, so this is all mixed in nicely. Now we can add our broth, and I am using beef broth. You can use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth, or you can just use water if that's all you have. But you want enough to cover all your ingredients. So this is 4 cups in this container. It should be about right, but if it's not enough, I can always add just a little water to it. And that looks perfect. So that's all I need. I'm gonna let this come to a boil, and then I'm going to cover, lower the temperature, and let it simmer. But in the meantime, I can catch you up on something else. And that is Rocky, our pet roadrunner, who's been missing in action for a few months. A lot of you are still asking about him, and we really miss him.
Yeah, good boy. You want to help me with some yard work? Huh? Or you want a snack?
He went missing right about the time we started seeing a lot of coyotes in the area. In fact, there was a whole family of them, mama, daddy, and 3 baby pups that were really cute. But when they're hanging around this area, obviously the roadrunner's gonna disappear. So he was gone for about 2 months, and then he came back. So we were so excited, Tony and I, so much so that we ran out there to feed him immediately, and I think we scared him away. But he did come back again. And what's unfortunate is during the time that he was gone, we did a lot of yard work. So we cleared out all the mesquite and desert brush that was in our backyard. And we put up a rock wall. We did a lot of improvements to our backyard, but it no longer looks the same. So when he came back, I don't think he recognized the place. And in fact, he ran up to Tony, like happy to see him. And then he stopped and he went away. So we know that it's him because it was the exact same size, the coloring of his feathers. He has like this orange mark right here. So we knew that it was him, but unfortunately he hasn't been coming around as much. So I guess he doesn't like what we've done to the place, but we're hoping that he'll still come around. Okay, this has now started to boil. So I am going to put my burner to low, cover it, and I'm gonna let it simmer for 45 minutes because in that time, that meat's just gonna get really, really tender and the stew's gonna come together beautifully. In the meantime, I can get the kitchen cleaned and we'll see in a bit. It's been 45 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the green chili stew. It's all done, and in the meantime, I am going to heat up some tortillas to enjoy with it, and wait till you see them. They are green chili tortillas. I get these at a local store here in Las Cruces. It's called Fiesta Foods. It's kind of like a Mexican market. And when I went and picked them up, because this is probably the 3rd time that I buy some, they're really good. So this time I talked to the man who makes them and I asked him how he makes them because I was curious if he uses green chili powder or if he uses actual green chili. So he kind of gave me the secret, and hopefully I'll be sharing that recipe with you in the near future once I figure it out. He makes in very large quantities to supply the whole store, so he couldn't give me measurements or anything. So that's still something that I'm gonna have to figure out on my own. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna let this heat up and we will be eating very soon. gonna serve myself and we'll give this a try. A little more broth in there. Doesn't that look good? Now I'll serve Tony in just a bit, but for now, let me give this a try. All right, I'm gonna give this a taste, but I gotta get a bite of this first. That practically melts in your mouth. That is so delicious. New Mexico style green chili stew is probably the most comfort food you can find anywhere. Absolutely delicious. I'll be making this all fall and winter long and just really enjoying it. And I hope that you try this recipe as well. I'm going to include in the up next videos that you just click on some other ways that you can use a green chili, but I'll also include the original recipes for green chili stew that I've shared in the past. And I want to thank those of you who have subscribed recently and welcome you to the channel, but also thank those of you who have been here from the very beginning because you're the reason we're still here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to continue to enjoy this.